All right, good morning and welcome to the Voice of Africa, one of the most African finest page that give you the information about Africa. We speak about colonialism and non-colonialism, the countries who are living under the colonial influence. So I just want to respond to the man from Congo who had a question to me directly on my DM. The man was asking about the death of Patrice Emery Lumumba. He said what happened to him. He does not understand what went wrong, how was he killed or something like that. Okay, let me take you now back to the 1800th century. Democratic Republic of Congo in 1800. They were living under the colonialism of the Belgians. The Belgians colonized Congo because of the minerals. The Belgians did not come alone, they came with the USA to colonize the Congo because Congo, it has a lot of minerals. They have cobalt, they have oil, they have many things, they have uranium, they have a lot of things in Congo. So because of their minerals and the raw materials that are there in Congo, they had to be colonized. So during the reign of King Leopold of Belgium, when they arrived in Congo, they forcefully took the country and led the country themselves under King Leopold. They killed over 13 million Congolese, men and women, children, boys and girls, were brutally killed by King Leopold number two. So they were eliminated. So during their regime, they were exploiting the land of Congo. So in the exploitation of the land, they were taking minerals and the raw materials out from Congo to Belgium and to the Western countries, just like USA. So in the past of 1800, in 1830, before the death of King Leopold, they began to retreat bit by bit. When they retreated because of the disagreement between USA and Belgium. They had to retreat. So when they retreat, Congo began to have a voice. When the Congo began to have a voice because of the union, the union around them were making noise because remember the countries that were benefiting from the minerals from Congo, it was only Belgium and the USA. So the other countries, the European Union and the other unions, they formed this United Nation part, and they started to complain about the death, the killing of people of Congo, but they were afraid of King Leopold at that time. But after that, when they retreated, they never back down. They never leave or left Congo, but they retreated from the way they were doing it. So they said, now we must put an African man to be the president, so that when we exploit the land, we must exploit through him. We must take him to be there, to be the cover to cover us, but we will use him. So during that time, there was a man in 1960, so to say, there was a man called Emery Patrice Lumumba. Emery Patrice Lumumba was well educated, and he was dealing with the finances in his office. So Emery Patrice Lumumba was a part of the government. And while he was part of government, so in his governance, he he was doing things in a right way. So as he was handling the finances in government, but at the other side, the man was being vocal about what is happening to Congo, because there are people that he is seeing who are exploiting the land. So the man stood up for Congo and stood up for the whole continent of Africa. As Emery Patrice Lumumba was speaking, he was speaking decisively with a very bold voice. So they saw him that this gentleman is speaking and is telling the truth. If we let him speak like this, They will overthrow us away from Congo, and we want to be getting the minerals and the uranium that we are getting from Congo. So they looked around, they saw no man. When they saw no man, they went to Belgium. They saw a very good young man who was a journalist. The name was, the man was called Mabuto Sase Seko Nkuku Mbengu Wazambanga. The man was born in 1930, the 14th of October. So they went to this guy and said, no, we want to make you a president so that when we exploit the land, you must be the cover. So they set a man to go to Congo. We know that you were not born in Congo, but you are born to the Congolese parents who are living in Belgium because they went to Belgium through slavery. So they took him then. You are now going to live in Congo in Lisala. That's why when you go to the profile of Mabuto Sase Seko, he is born in Lisala, but he is not actually born in Lisala. The man never lived in Congo. He was born to the Belgians. He was born in Belgium, and he never died in Congo because the man died in a Rabat in Morocco in 1997 on the 7th of September. So now listen to this. This is the funny part, the story, what entails here. Mabuto Sase Seko began to live in Lesala. So when he lived, he made a revolutionary movement. They funded his revolutionary movement so that people must vote for him. So because they were introducing democracy, so they said, you are becoming a democratic president. Go there. So the man was voted by the people, but little they knew that this man is a puppet of the West. So Mabuto Sase Seko became the president in 1965. He became the president of Congo. So Patrice Emery Lumumba continued talking, and remember, he was very young. When he continued talking in 1970, they saw that this man is a problem. We want the minerals, but Lumumba is a problem. Lumumba is a problem. So they arrested him. They forged things in his name. And they accused him of stealing money from the government. When they went through his file, they saw nothing wrong about his financial settlement. But they took him to jail. He spent around 11 months in jail for nothing. So after that, they released him. In 1971, the man was released. After he's released, he went home. As he was dining with his family, police came to take him that we must take you this in for questioning. The man never came back. The man was abducted just like Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela, the president of Venezuela, whom was abducted by USA recently, and they said he was captured just to make it polite, like it's a good thing. It is not a good thing. He was kidnapped. The police came and took him in 1971, and he never came back. The information says the man was tortured to death by the Belgians. He was tortured to death by the Belgians, being sold by the president of the country, Mabuto Sase Seko Nkuku Mbengu Wazambanga, because he sent armies. He was not arrested by the police only, but even the soldiers. The armies went after one man because his political view, his right regime that he had in his mind to free the people of Congo. That's why even when you go to Congo now, Congo will never have freedom because of what the Belgians has installed in Congo. Mabuto sold his own blood because of money, because of the imperialism. That's how Patrice Emery Lumumba died. The man was accused of stealing money while he had nothing to do with stealing money from the government. The man was killed for his right regime, that the country should be free, everything that is coming out from the belly of Congo must also benefit the people of Congo. The man was killed for telling the truth, because now Congo is one of the poorest nations worldwide, but rich in belly, rich in minerals, rich in oil exploitation, but they are poor. Even now, there is a big war in Congo. The western side of Congo, there is unrest. People are dying every day. The M23 rebels from Rwanda, they are busy fighting in Congo. Congo will never have peace. How can we bring peace to Congo? There is an only way that can bring peace to Congo. The Congolese president should not approach any Western or European president for resolution. Talk to the African Union. Talk to the presidents of African countries. Have one common ground. Have one idea how can you resolve the issues and the Congolese affair. Because Congolese affairs are not European affairs, are African affairs. So Congo will never have peace because Donald Trump is also in Congo. The Belgians now have left, but not fully left. But the Congolese and the French colonialism has dented Congo's hope of reclaiming the rights that they want. Remember, Mabuto Sase Seko in 1972 changed the name of Democratic Republic of Congo to Zaire. Zaire, for his own benefit. He was boosting himself before Joseph Kasavubu overthrew him, before the man Mabuto Sase Seko went to Rabat in Morocco because he was overthrown. And the man died at the age of 66. He died because of prostate cancer that he had. So Mabuto didn't do well for the people of Congo. We thought Emery Lumumba could do well, but they eliminated him. But what I know is that the spirit of Patrice Emery Lumumba will never rest. We have seen it during the AFCON in Morocco 2025. We are seeing it even now. The spirit of the heroes, the fallen heroes, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, those people who had a good view of Africa, Moses Samora Machel of Mozambique, they have a good view for Africa. Abdul Rahman Achiani, Asame Goita, Captain Ibrahim Traore, Julius Marema, Nandi Ndayitwa Netumbo from Namibia, Gideon Dumaboko from Botswana. Those are intellectual presidents who are coming with the right regime to free Africa from slavery, to free Africa from neo-colonialism, from imperial minds and imperial forces. General Captain Michael Randrianani from Madagascar. Those are people that we want in Africa to lead the countries and liberate us in a very good revolution, to bring peace and economical structure. Just check where you are voting. I'm not saying you should vote for EFF. I'm not saying you should vote for Captain Ibrahim Traore, but be wise. Look for people who have a good regime. Look for political influence who have a good vision for Africa, who can even implement and do according to the vision of Africa. Patrice Lumumba was removed. Thomas Sankara was removed. Look at the man. They tried to remove him from Cuba. The former president, Fidel Castro, he had survived around 600 attempts to kill him. They tried to assassinate him because of his right regime for Cuba. Now Cuba is now known as one of the best institutions for doctors in the whole world because of what Fidel Castro has done. Can't we support our own black president? Can't we support the likes of Julius Malema? Can't we support Captain Ibrahim Traore? Can't we support Duma Boko? Can't we support Asami Goita? Can't we support Dr. Arikana Chombori? Can't we support those people who are doing the right thing? Abdul Rahman Achiani, those people who are doing the right thing. But you see now what's happening in Uganda. People are supporting Kakuta Yoweri Museveni instead of seeing the right vision in Bobi Wine. You see, African regime need to change. Liberation must come. What the Kakuta Yoweri Museveni is doing with his army, now he appointed his family to be the administration of Uganda. And they are abducting people. They are kidnapping people who are fighting for their own rights. It is something that Africa must look at and do something about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before it takes too long, I have a lot to say. But I believe this has answered the man from Congo. And you who are watching this video, I hope you have learned something about Africa. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.